Roma have had a difficult start to the season and they've brought Ranieri out of retirement. So my dad and I are going to become managers against each other for just one season. But here's the twist. We have been gifted with a massive £150 million transfer budget. So can we sign the missing pieces to turn Roma's season into a good one? Well, to determine a winner between the two, we will be using this point system. So to kick things off, I decided to spend my money first off on a goalkeeper, with Alex Romero from Sociedad being my new number one for £38 million. Oyhan Sanchez popped up as another player I could sign, and it gave me an idea looking at the players I already had, so I made the move and activated his £69 million release clause. My idea was to use a 4-2-3-1 narrow because I already have two great attacking midfielders, which meant I really need an attacking right back to make this system really click and to give us width. Which is why I went for Porto's João Mario, a fantastic attacking right back with great dribbling and crossing ability for £30 million. And this system is solely built around feeding the star striker Dovbyk, who has all the tools to be a dangerous threat and win the Golden Boot, which of course would give us extra points if we can make it happen. And my plan worked perfectly, as the opening day of the season against Udinese, he scored 2 goals for me and 1 man of the match, as well as scoring in the second game where Oyhan Sanchez this time assisted him, and my plan was working perfectly, winning both of our games so far and really putting the pressure on Dad early. But what has he done with his £150 million transfer budget? Right, Dad, you've seen what I've done already.
Yes, yeah.
Let's look to see what you have done.
Not a lot of difference, really, from what I can see.
Well, there's a lot more players.
There is a lot more players, but I think I've bought near enough what you bought as well, really. I mean, I got a keeper in.
Yeah.
I thought I'd done really well with this.
I mean, you are one for buying goalkeepers, and you got a free transfer one.
Well, to be honest, I wasn't looking for a keeper. I thought, no, I'm going to stay away from the keeper because the stick that you
Yeah,
all... Yeah, but the stick you all give me, I thought, right, I'm not going to get a keeper. But
And then it was your first signing.
It was a freebie, that's why. You can't let a goalkeeper
Not gonna
like
get
that.
a goalkeeper. No.
You can't let a
chance.
keeper like that for free. Just go away, can you? So I
Crap.
I jumped in and got him
crap.
straight away.
Anyway, Keylor Navas, as it is a good signing. 4-star goalkeeper for a free transfer.
There
Not
you
too
go.
bad.
Yeah.
You know, it gives you the extra. It takes you away nothing from your £150 million
That's right, yeah. I
budget.
can't believe me luck.
But then I think, in my opinion anyway, this is where you start to waste it a bit. Because I went with just 3 players.
Yeah.
Again, the method that I always keep telling you to do. And every time you go, oh, I need to start doing that. And then every time we start a new challenge, you fall for your same tricks again.
I'll be honest, I just couldn't make my mind up with the tactic that I wanted to play.
Yeah.
And that was the hardest thing. And as a different player would come available, I was thinking, if I got him, I could try this tactic. If I got him, and I had a list of about 10 players that I was going to buy.
I don't doubt it.
Some were very high value, some were middle value, and it was like different tactics for different things. So in the end, I just went with the tactic I went with the players that I bought, really. So I decided that I was going to play a real strong midfield. So I got in, but I think it's 2 or 3 midfield players I got in the end.
Yeah, Rongier joins. Yeah. He is 17 to 18 million pound. Mateus Royce, Sporting, 13 million.
I got this guy. I mean, he plays left back there, and I knew I had a good left back anyway, but the left centre back was a little bit weak, and I've got him to cover that position as well. So I got him for 2 positions, really.
See, I think they've got Evan Ndika, who I really rate. This is your tactic, by the way, but we're going a little bit off from where we are. It's an inside or a narrow 4-3-3, really. I was kind of happy with Ndika as the left-sided because of how quick and strong he is. That's my thinking anyway. I thought I don't need to touch the centre-back position. But okay, then we've got Calabria. And I'll be honest, because I went for a right-back in João Mario, Calabria is the other option I could have gone for. And the only reason why I didn't is because we recently did a triple threat Serie A, and I had Calabria. Yeah. And he didn't get that many assists compared to what I wanted. I wanted somebody with a little higher crossing, which is why I went for João Mario in the end. But defensively, he is way better.
Good. Yeah.
He is a lot better.
And that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to make myself stronger in defence and then hopefully go on the attack with the forwards that I had playing up front.
Good price as well.
Yeah, it was 38 million. Yeah, I thought that was good, really.
Less than a third of your budget. Alfred Duncan, another free transfer midfielder, just a hard-working one.
Yeah, he is really. He was a good one. You know, for 3, I thought I could have in the squad, really.
Yeah, played in the Serie A as well. You can see he played Fiorentina, Cagliari, Sassuolo, Sampdoria, Livorno, Inter. He's only ever played
Yeah.
in the Serie A.
Good
so,
free
he's
transfer,
used to
really.
it. The Matthias Ginter, £25 million.
See, this is one where I sort of like, it was another one where I thought, good squad player, really. He's got a bit to say everything, really. He's strong in every sort of area, really. So I thought, well, it's good to get him in for that price, really.
He looks like...
He was my last signing, I think.
He looks like he's just had his hair done and he's unsure about it when they've shown him it in the mirror. Ooh, I don't know about that. Questionable decision with the hair, Matthias Ginter, and he looks like he agrees. But anyway, that was £25 million. Then Amin Gori. I mean,
this is one where I knew this guy.
One of your favourites.
Yeah, I knew this guy could score goals for me from being up front, but I also thought, well, I'm playing two beyond the striker. I know he's not there at the moment, but if I had an injury there, he would have dropped into that position, I feel.
Right. Okay.
So he was a reserve for my main striker, really, but a reserve for the two behind him as well.
Even though he doesn't play there.
I know he doesn't play there, but I feel that I never had anybody else that could have gone there, so he'd have probably gone into one of those positions.
Okay.
I very nearly locked him into the left-sided
Yeah.
advanced player and done like a training thing for him for the season as we was playing.
Okay, so you're playing, as we said, a narrow 4-3-3.
Yeah.
Some interesting player roles. Obviously, that work well together. The box-to-box and ball winner, I like. The DM on defend obviously helps these two here. Wing-backs on support. You love your advanced playmakers, I know you do. Pressing forward up front, and they've got obviously Dovbyk, who is their main striker. Not a bad pressing forward. It's one of his favoured roles.
To be honest, I was trying to get another striker to go up front with him and play two up front.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't find one that I sort of like really liked that sort of complemented the players I had in the team as well.
Because he's a beast, isn't he? He's 6'2", he's strong as an ox, good jump and reach.
He had everything, so I was never going to be able to replace him.
No, he's very
good. So I had to play,
it
was either him up front on his own or play two up front.
Yeah, and he does play with his back to goal. So what I actually think you've done is have two players who runs off of him. It's very similar to what I've done.
Yeah.
I've got three players in behind him for that exact role. The reason why I picked the tactic I did is because Dovbyk, I think, is the perfect player to ping the ball up to or get the ball to him. And as you say, as he's that strong, he's really good at teamwork, which means he is willing to lay the ball off. And he has pass with his back to goal.
Yeah.
Or plays with his back to goal, which means he will lay things off.
I felt the two I had behind him are very good as well.
I mean, Dybala and Pellegrini. It's the
really
reason
good,
why, again, I went with the narrow 4-2-3-1
Yeah.
instead of any wide players, because they don't really have.
I mean, when I went two up front, Dybala was the one that went up front.
Dybala, sorry.
Yeah. He was the one that sort of shot up to the played beside him.
Yeah, he is better in behind.
I feel he's better in behind,
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see how you started off. You're second in the league. You played 2 games just like myself. Won both of those games. So it's a good start.
Yeah.
3-0 as well.
I was quite happy with that,
Had the clean sheet in the first game. Only conceded against a very good Fiorentina side. Where you were 1-0 down as well. Your Champion or Europa League group. Lask, Servette, Malmo. Gotta go through that.
Yeah, be disappointed if I didn't. So, yeah, definitely.
Obviously, this competition was won by Atalanta the season before. Can we make it 2 seasons in a row with an Italian winner? That's going to be interesting, because Roma have a good side to be competitive in that, but there's obviously some big English clubs in there as well. But yeah, well, I mean, the last couple of times we've done these one-season challenges, you've been a bit nervous going into it and a bit unsure after seeing what I bought and who I brought into the club and how I started compared to you, but you started just as well this time round.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
His confidence a lot higher.
Yeah, it is. I'm looking for different things in tactics and what players I buy for the tactics. I think the only difference between us in the ones that we've done so far is the knowledge of players.
Yeah.
Like your knowledge of my left back, or our left back, should I say. I wasn't so sure that I knew he was all right, but you were like, when we've been speaking about it, you were like, I've locked him in because I felt he was the one that was going to give us or give you more assists.
Yeah, he's 17 crossing,
and I could see that now. But when I was looking at the team, I was thinking, and I felt the one that I got when I got there, the left centre back who I brought into the team took his position.
Right
there, look.
Yeah, he's gone there.
Yeah. So then I was looking at him thinking, well, why is he better than the one that was there? And really, I mean, I bought him to play left centre back, not left back. But because he was automatically being put there, and I thought to myself when the season went through, should I have locked the left back in?
Yeah.
But your knowledge was, I knew I've got to lock him in.
Yeah.
So I think that's the difference between us two at the moment. I think the tactic, I was fine with the tactic that I played. It's just, after seeing your results and my results, and when we talk about it, I'm a bit worried whether I've done the right thing.
All right. Well, let's see then. Let's see who's had a better season at Roma after these transfers have been made. But of course, before we do that, we've got to see how Ranieri has done, because he's been brought out of retirement to take over Roma. The signs here say that he's already left because Roma has a job available. So, did he just retire on his own terms? Because, of course, he's very old now, Claudio Ranieri. Or what? We can see. View job advert. They finished in 6th place. So it's not a bad season for Roma. Kind of where they'd expect to be. They're above their rivals, Lazio. Dovbyk got the most goals in the season. So he was the top scorer of the league in Ranieri's system. Or was it Ranieri? That's the big question. Because managers, yes, he's just left on the 26th of the 5th. But he was sacked.
So they sacked him at the end of the season?
They sacked him at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Which I'm actually quite surprised with.
Did he win any cups or anything?
Well, let's see. Because in the schedule, you can see he got to the quarter-final of the Europa League. Bilbao knocked them out. And in the Coppa Italia, after extra time, was eliminated by Napoli. I don't think that's a bad season.
No.
For Roma. I mean, Roma fans or fans of Italian football, or even just anybody who has an opinion on what you think is good or not good in Football Manager, should Roma be sacking Ranieri after that? I don't think so. I think that's a bit of a harsh sacking, which leads me to, do you think either of us got sacked? Because that looks quite a good season, in all honesty.
I'm a bit worried now.
Right.
Sacking that easy.
Let's have a look then, Dad. Let's see how you got on. All right, Dad. 4th place. You kept your job.
Yeah.
Happy days. 4th place, 82 points. Secured Champions League football above a couple of the big teams. Lazio nowhere near you either, which is great.
Yeah.
But above likes of Juve and Napoli, of course, who are recent Serie A title winners and the best team ever in terms of winning the Serie A in Juventus.
Oh, 6 points off top of the league.
Only 6 points, yeah.
I've got to be pleased with that, because the teams that are above me, the 2 Milans and Atalanta, I mean, you've got to say they're going to be there or thereabouts.
Yeah, Atalanta are really good in the game. And as you can see,
joint top.
They might have actually won it because they've got to play a playoff by the looks of it.
Right, okay, yeah.
Because they finished on the same points, which in the Serie A means now you have to play the playoff against each other, which hasn't been done yet. So Atalanta could be crowned champions.
I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah.
As
63 goals, 39 against, so not as many goals as the teams around you, which of course can win you a point.
But I was playing more defensive.
Yes, absolutely. So let's look at the profile of the league then. No top goal scorer, no highest average rating, so no player points.
No.
By the looks of it, but we'll look more into it in the stats itself, because you could have got something else anyway. What I will check actually is the past positions. How was the season? So you were up there for a while. We knew you started off well. It was a bad drop at some point, kind of you got to the 3rd way through the season. As you approached December, there's a bad draw there against Como at home. But picked it up, secured, got 3rd at one point, secured 4th quite easily by the end, so not too bad. The overview then, so points-wise, you get no team points for winning any of these statistics. This is what gets you an extra point if you have one of your teams along one of these. But what about players? You do have a couple.
Yeah.
Dybala with the most shots and the most key passes.
I did say he was probably in his best position, didn't I? So
in behind the striker, getting key passes of 100. Nowhere like, 3rd place was your player as well, Pellegrini, the other player that played alongside him. Çalhanoğlu is obviously Inter Milan's playmaker type of player. He plays a little bit further back, but he takes a lot of the set pieces. So I think that's really good. And he got 12 assists across the season, so that's not too bad. Brindelli got 14, so just a couple more, unfortunately, after he started more games as well. But okay, so you got a couple of points from that. What about the competitions? How far did you get? Do you gain points straight away from winning one? Oh, runners up in the Coppa Italia. So, getting to a final is amazing. Only losing on penalty kicks as well.
Disappointed losing to Juventus, so when you look where they are in the league.
Yeah. Only a point behind you.
Oh, no, but they're still behind. They're still behind me, weren't they? So, it was the teams, when you think the teams above me, and none of them were in the final, so...
Yeah. But getting to the final, if I'm knocked out in the earlier rounds, you're getting a lot of points gained on me there. Knockout playoff round is not great.
I'm not happy with that one.
No, Stuttgart as well.
Yeah.
5-2 getting eliminated
further than that. That's an hammering, isn't it, really?
Yeah, Tottenham went on to win it against Eintracht Frankfurt. Great. All right, so a decent season, I would say. 4th place, runner-up in the Coppa Italia.
I'm pleased with that. I think I've set you a challenge there.
It's definitely a thing
not a
to
lot
beat.
of difference between the two teams, I don't think.
Yeah, it's definitely something to beat there.
Yeah.
Okay, find out how I did. All right, well, I finished in 3rd place, so I get a point just for finishing just above Dad there. 85 points in total, only behind the 2 Milan sides. Inter ran away with it with 96. So a good season, but
Finished comfortably 3rd as well, didn't you?
yeah, I
10
also
points,
scored the
11
most
points.
goals straight away, so I do get a
Yeah.
point for that. So we'll have a look at that. But anyway, past positions across the season, I was up there.
Oh, you stayed up there, didn't you?
Yeah.
You're more consistent than I were, then, weren't you?
Never
Really?
dropped below 3rd place. Not too bad. The profile of the league, though, tells you Dovbyk was the Golden Boot winner.
Yeah.
That's very close to getting the highest average rating. They're on the same points as Martinez, 7.47. Really annoyed by that. But Angelino, 30 assists.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, locking him in was the good plan.
Yeah.
The right idea. I don't get a point for Paredes winning the most yellow cards. We're not counting yellow cards.
I'm a bit annoyed with that, Angelino, getting you the most assists, really, because I didn't lock a left back in.
No.
So he could have played for me and he just didn't. So
Yeah, but the reason why I locked him in is because the
You knew you'd get
current
that out of
left
it.
back at Roma goes in front of him anyway.
Yeah.
Mario Hermoso. So I wanted him instead of Mario Hermoso. In terms of the team overview then, did I get any more points from that? Yes. Most goals, most shots as well. 651 shots compared to Atalanta's 576. So a lot more there. And the player overview, this is where you get the points. Most assists, most goals, most shots, and most key passes. So you had those two obviously with Dybala.
Yeah.
I've got mine with Dovbyk and Angelino. So I do get... Oh, and most dribbles made as well. I've got most dribbles made there as well from Jean Mario, who was on the right-hand side, of course, who I bought. So very good indeed. We didn't actually look at your player statistics on how the new signings did. But one of my new signings is up there in Jean Mario in terms of how well he done. He played 49 games there. Alex Amaro 46 as well. And the in behind the striker, Oyhan Sanchez, only played 24. And that's because he had a cruciate ligament injury. Very annoying because he is actually having a good season as well.
It's a normal tactic for you, though, isn't it?
Yeah, normally it's in the August though.
Yeah.
But there we go. I'm kind of happy with that. So, competitions. Did we win something? So, quarterfinal again by Juventus, which means you get a couple of points there, Dad, for
Could've
getting
done
a little
with
bit
winning that cup,
further.
though, couldn't I?
Yeah, that extra 3 points would
Yeah.
really have made a difference. And the semi-final in the Europa League, which
You
means
got further than me then, didn't you?
I did get further. Knockout player for round, so that's 1, 2, 3 points to get to the semi-final instead. So Aston Villa went on to beat Liverpool in that final as well. So let's count up the points and see who won this one season challenge with Roma. All right, Dad, so with the points, because I finished in 3rd, you finished in 4th, I got an extra point there. Semi-final, whereas you got to the knockout playoff round in the Europa League, gains me 3 extra points. However, being in the cup final as the runners-up, you get yourself 2 points. I don't get any from that, so well done for that. In terms of the statistics, you got 1 shot. Well, 1 point for the most shots, 1 point for the most key passes, which gives you 4. Whereas on my side of things, instead, I had most goals for both team and player. That's 2 points. Same as shots, most team and players. That's another 2 points. Assists with 1, passes with 1, dribbles with 1, meaning the final score is 11-4 for Roma. I think on paper, it looked a lot closer.
Yeah, did you?
Points-wise, those statistics really bumped me up. But
Yeah.
that's the reason why we add them in, because it makes it quite interesting just across one season what you can achieve. And sometimes you can aim for stuff like that.
You'd have looked at that and probably thought, well, you finished 1 place above me in the league, but I got to the final. You'd have probably thought, well, it's a draw then, or
Yeah.
a little bit. So, but the point system it is what it is, isn't it? That's what we played.
That's why we do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was good. I was happy with my tactic. I thought I played the right tactic for the team, and it proved that because you played almost the same tactic.
Very similar
we
tactic.
both come up with, we didn't have wingers to use.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that. I've got that side of it right. I think it was just down to what players we bought and what position we played certain players in.
Utilising the players that you get.
Yeah, I mean, I do know that you are better at knowledge with the players than me.
But that comes from years and years of playing the game.
That's right, yeah. And I'm getting there.
Yeah.
So I'm pleased with that. It's an hammering, but I'm still pleased with it because I got, outside of the player statistics, I got closer to you than I thought I was going to get.
Yeah. This is obviously the third time we've done a one-season challenge thing. This is very much like when we first started doing the versus rebuilds. The first one, you were nowhere near me.
Yeah.
The second one, you got a little bit closer. The third one, it was, you're on my ass now.
Yeah.
And then it was like fourth or fifth one was when you finally beat me in a versus rebuild. This is very similar to that.
Yeah.
The more and more we do this format, the more and more you're going to get used to it.
Well, I would say you probably got to the simulating part where the season starts probably about 2 hours before I did.
Oh, easily.
Because I spent
that took me half an hour.
Oh, I spent 4 hours, I would say, easily. Like I said to you at the beginning, I did have different tactics in my head, and I had a list of about 10 and 15 players I was going to buy. I had them all on my short list, and then sort of like bought one or two. I mean, the keeper I bought straight away because I thought, for a freebie, you just get him, and he was there available.
And he loves a keeper.
And I love a keeper, yeah. So, I spent easily 4 hours before I simulated the season.
Jesus. And you still was that crap.
I was hilarious, yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much for supporting. Happy New Year to everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody.
It's the first video we're recording of 2025, so really appreciate your support and coming back this following year. I hope you're really enjoying the one-season challenges as well as the versus rebuilds. These one-season challenges are kind of just something that we could do in a quick amount of time so that while we're moving in, as you can see, the setup is almost done. We're not quite there yet. We'll have a little bit more of a better background than this very soon, but it's something that we've been able to do in our spare time, which Dan can crack on with at his and I can crack on with at mine, so we don't have to be together the whole time while we're doing it, and we're actually kind of enjoying them. So if you have any ideas or more teams for the one-season challenges, please let us know down in the comments. And if you haven't done so, because about 50% of you haven't subscribed yet, come on, we're on to 200k for 2025. Can we get there? You can help us. Next time, though, we'll have to see what team we're going to be, what challenge it's going to be. But if you are looking for a video to watch right now, Dad and I race to the Super League. We started off in the third tier. It was a race to see who could win the two main trophies in a European Super League database, and it was a lot of fun. So go watch the full movie right now. It's on screen.